Happy New Year 2017. Welcome back. This is Andrea Monhe, your realtor. I want to make sure if whoever goes in and can watch, let me know if you can hear me. I'm just going to give myself a couple of seconds to see who goes in and starts watching. Okay. I want to thank you for following me and, for giving me feedback, your opinions, your recommendations. You're highly valued. This is going to be a great year. And if last year wasn't that good and you had many problems, then you should also be happy because that means that your life, you're progressing. Catalina, thank you for watching. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Do you mind clicking something there? Or writing, can you actually hear me? Let me know. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Okay. Well, anyway, again, it's not easy to go back to work mode when you come back from a long vacation. Believe me, it's not easy. I'm struggling, but I'm here again, like every other Wednesday. I was supposed to start at 7 p.m., but I had some technical difficulties. Apparently I had not connected well the mic. Okay. Walter, thank you for watching. Sergio Gonzalez, thank you for watching. And as I was saying at the beginning, Happy New Year 2007. And, I'm going to give you a little bit of insight tips if you're still, working on how to start, on your work mode again. This is the first recommendation that I give you. Organize yourself, first of all. Everything in your house, everything that, has to do with your daily routine, organize it so that when you start going into that work mode, you don't start getting frustrated. You come back and you find everything a mess or everything, out of order. So organize yourself first. Once you do that, just like when we go to the gym, you start warming up. So write your goals, your objectives for this year, for 2017. Alejo, hey, ¿cómo estás? Nice to see you. Write your goals and your objectives for 2017, okay? And start warming up by, writing or thinking of your daily tasks, 2 or 3, 4 tasks that you want to accomplish during the day. When you do this, then slowly you start warming up and you're going to be able to accomplish easier those long-term goals that you have written down for 2017. And remember what I told you just a little while ago. If you had problems in 2016, that means you should be happy. Why? Because that means your life is not stagnant, you're progressing. And just like I wrote on a personal post that I said, my purpose for 2017 is to continue inspiring others, to continue teaching others. If I'm a motivation for others, that means I am a leader. And I want to thank you. If you have any opinions, comments, or recommendations, or any type of topics that you would like for me to touch during this 2017, please do not hesitate in letting me know. Also, if you are a business owner, okay, let's say you own a furniture store. It's just an example. I'm trying to implement, future videos of subjects or, that can implement real estate, just like I did last year with, how art, implements real estate. Maybe I can do fashion, how it implements real estate, or interior designing or landscaping. So if you own one of these businesses, do not hesitate and, sending me a person to see what we can work out. Now, the subjects that we're going to be touching today is homestead exemption, 1, 2, FHA approved condo changes, okay? And then 3, the market trends that are impacting or will impact Florida. So let's start with the first one, homestead exemption. What is the homestead exemption? The homestead exemption is a tax benefit that you will get if you are currently a homeowner here in the state of Florida, okay? You have a deadline, which is March 1st of 2017 to file your homestead exemption. And you must be the owner of record as of January in order to be able to qualify for this homestead exemption. Now, there's 2, let's say, changes that they added as of last year. And one of them Well, home income senior citizen, that means that if you're older than 65 years old and you make less than $28,482, Isabel, hey, how are you doing? Thank you for watching. I was telling you, if you're older than 65 and you make annually less than $28,482, okay, that means you will qualify for this home income senior citizen, tax benefit, okay? Also, there's a new one, which is a long-term resident, which is that if you've been living in your property for more than 25 years and your property is up to $250,000 of value, then you will also qualify for this additional exemption, okay? So those are like the changes that are for 2017. And again, you deadline March 1st to file your homestead exemption, and you must be the owner of record as of January 1st, okay? Now, the other things that are, that have come up for 2017 are the FHA Approved Condo. Yes, just as I said it, if you've been in the past trying to buy a condo, okay, through FHA loan, and what this means is that you're basically going in with a 3.5% of down payment, okay? You've been probably frustrated in the past years because due to the crisis in 2008, many of these condominiums or complex, they had to drain out their reserves from their associations to cover maintenance, to cover foreclosures procedures, and to cover evictions and lack of payment and all this. Yanni, how are you doing? So what happened is that many of these buildings here in Florida were FHA approved, but after the crisis, many of these reserves were drained, and basically many associations were kind of bankrupt and did not have a way of backing up these buildings. So every now and then they had to get approved. After that crisis, no longer, I would say, when I checked probably like a year ago that somebody wanted to buy, like 95%, if not a little bit more, of the buildings were not FHA approved because of this situation. How would you know? Well, basically, when you decide to buy a condo and you're being represented by an agent with lots of expertise like me, I would tell you, you know what, you want to buy there, I would recommend that let's find out first if this building is FHA approved. How would you do that? Well, very simple. You go to HUD.gov, HUD.gov. Oh, thank you, Jania. Bueno, espero que sí. Me imagino que sí te están sirviendo. I'm happy for that. I'm happy. That's the idea. Not only that it helps other agents and colleagues like me, but also, buyers, future buyers and sellers. Maria Pilar, bienvenida. Okay, so then you go to HUD.gov, right? And there's an upper link on the upper bar that is called resources. You click there, and then it's going to tell you property search, like for FHA approval. So when you go there, you look, I think it's by zip code or it's by the name of the complex. You look at it and it will tell you FHA approved or no, not FHA approved. When I checked that list probably more than a year ago, none of them were approved here in Miami. So this is going to be basically a relief for many first-time buyers looking to own that first condo or apartment because they cannot afford to buy, a property that is more expensive. This is going to bring some relief, okay? But as everything, right now, it has to be 50% owner occupancy for it to be, FHA approved. But for this, they're going to allow the owner occupancy to drop down to a 35%. From a 50, they're going to allow it to drop off to a 35%. But you guys know that doesn't come by itself. It always comes with an if conditions. And there's 3 conditions that actually are required in order for these buildings or complex to be FHA approved. One of them is that the project has to have a replacement of reserves of at least 20% of the budget, okay? So the complex, the building has to have a replacement reserves. If anything breaks or any major thing that happens in the complex, they have to have at least 20% of their budget for these replacement things, okay? Another thing is that no more than 10% of the units can be in arrears. What does this mean? That 10% of there cannot be more than 10% of units behind in rent, okay? More than 60 days past due. If there's more than 10%, this building, you will not be able to buy here FHA. It will not be FHA approved, okay? Especially for if it's going to go for the 35% of owner occupancy, okay? And then the other and last requirement is that the condo must have the last 3 years of financial documents. So those are the changes for FHA this year. And then let's talk about a little bit about the market trends. Very interesting. You know, everybody knows Florida. Everybody wants to come to retire. They want to get away from the snow. You know, I was just recently in vacation. I was in Canada, and oh my God, I can tell you, you take one of those little gloves off, your hands will literally freeze. And I told my husband, like, I love it. I enjoyed the trip, but I wouldn't be able to live here, you know, with all those jackets, putting on a jacket one after the other, and then the boots, and then the undergarments. I mean, it's too much. When I came back and I went out, I felt so light, just a t-shirt and some shorts and some flip-flops. That's the Florida life. So what are the market trends for this year? Well, very simple. There's a estimated population growth for Florida for 2017. So you're going to have to estimate, add to the current 300,000 residents now in Florida, you're going to have to add at least 200,000 residents, additional residents to Florida. Now, what does that mean, or how does that impact our market? Well, very easy. That means there's going to be more people looking to buy or to invest in properties. There's going to be a need. There's going to be a demand. So if you're a current owner, or you know, you have rental properties, this is going to be very beneficial for you. Okay, and you know, remember that there's constantly an inflow of retirees here in Florida. So again, this also benefits our market because, you know, there's always going to be people from other places buy and wanting to invest here because of the weather, because of the beaches, because of everything. Okay, they just want to get away from that snow. Okay, another trend, or I would say market trend, is that land costs now in Florida is going to limit new construction. Just as you heard it, cost of land is increasing, and what this means for our current market is that you will continue seeing new developments, but at a slower pace, because the land cost is, you know, getting higher and higher for new construction. So if you are a current owner of a property, what this means for you is that there's going to be a higher demand for resales, because there's going to be as much new construction as we've seen in the past, or like a decade ago that we saw, you know, new construction popping up everywhere. There's not much more land left here. So if you're planning to sell, you know, keep your eyes open. Remember that little details like this can shift the market to your benefit or maybe to your disadvantage. So keep your eyes open, because that's going to help you make a wise decision as of when you should sell or when you should keep your property. Okay. And then another thing is that Canadian buyers are returning. Well, for this year, for 2017, you know, Canadian dollar is going, you know, is stabilizing against the dollar, and you know, that's giving a heads up to the Canadians. Hey, it's time to buy a vacation home again in Florida. This process had been delayed a little in the past because, you know, because of the strong dollar. So, you know, they were like holding back to buy, but now we're going to start seeing more and more Canadians coming to invest. You know, in Montreal and in Toronto, you know, real estate prices are continuing to rise. You know, I was talking to another friend of mine that lives actually over there. She was telling me, Alex, I mean, for somebody to get here a decent home, you know, they have to have at least more than $500,000. And I go, really? You go, yeah, don't even mention about the taxes. I go, oh my God, no wonder. So Florida will continue to be a bargain in properties for Canadians. So you Canadians out there, I mean, I think they're going to be taking some advertising for me tomorrow or 2 days, where you're going to see a picture of somebody shoveling the snow, and then you're going to see a beautiful balcony here in Florida overlooking the ocean. I mean, you're welcome to contact me if you want to buy or invest in Florida. You're more than welcome. Actually, while I was on my vacation, somebody from New York contacted me. They're flying in this weekend because they've been living 16 years in Connecticut. They're tired of the snow. She used to live here in Coral Gables. Now she's living in Connecticut. And she just said, you know what, it's time to move back again to Florida. Okay, so how do I summarize this? Basically, keep your eyes open. Also, in South America, for Brazil and Venezuela, there's a slowing down of the market because of all the financial economic issues. Okay, Europe also a little bit slow because of the strong dollar. So those markets, we're not going to see such a high demand on those foreign markets. It's going to be a little slower. But regardless, Florida continues to be a very attractive place to invest, to buy. And I'm going to give you another tip that I was reading. Actually, many people, I think, that were born before 1961, according to a poll, said that they would not consider buying a property. They would consider by 2020 renting a property. Okay, these retirees that were born before 1961, they say, you know what, we don't want to deal with having to maintain a property. We'd just rather rent. So whether you own a property because you live in it and maybe you want to take some equity out of it to invest in an investment property, that's a great idea. Or if you just want to buy and rent it out, it's also a great idea, because regardless, here in Florida, there's always going to be a demand, whether it's for retirees, the Canadians, is just an estimate of 11 million boomers, that can easily start shifting towards this state, which continues to high rank nationally for the people that want to come and live here. So that's it for today, for 2017. I hope you guys enjoyed these market and updates, and continue tuning in with me. And again, if you have any opinions, recommendations, or ideas, feel free to text me, email me. My phone number is 786-344-5411, 786-344-5411. Or you can email me, Alexandria, Monge, @gmail.com. Or you can text me as well. It's really easy to contact me. If I'm at an appointment with a customer, I will automatically, reply back saying I will get back to you within an amount of minutes. I'm not the type of agent that never picks up their phone. I'm not like that. So anyway, have a great evening. I'm happy that all of you have enjoyed, and again, Happy New Year. And don't forget, write your goals. This is going to be an awesome year, but your decisions will determine your destination. So take care. Bye-bye. God bless.